So now it's time to add our text to speech in our application. It's time to allow ChatGPT to speak back to us. So for that, in our application, we're going to use 11 Labs API to allow ChatGPT to speak back to us. We want to have that nice experience of the ChatGPT speaking with a human-like language or human-like feeling. That's why we are choosing the 11 Lab API, because it speaks so nice and great. You can't sometimes you can't even tell it's an AI. So, but before we go to 11 Labs, I want to show you guys how we can use a Flutter package to do the same. And why we are not using that package is how it sounds. That's why we are choosing 11 Labs. So I'm going to let you guys pick. If you want, you can use the Flutter package, or you can go with 11 Labs. So let's go on ahead and do that. First of all, now we don't need our real device anymore. We can minimize. We are going to use our emulator. So let's go back to our browser. Then here in a pubdev, let's minimize. Let's search for text to speech. Okay, let's we already used this speech to text. Now we need to use text to speech. Let's get this one. This is the one that we need. Let's copy. Come back to our application, pub.yaml file. Then down here, let's paste it. Let's click on pub-get. Okay, that is done. Let's close this and close this. So to use this text to speech is quite simple. We just need to go to our chat provider. Here in our chat provider, let's initialize it first. Say text to speech. Text to speech. Text to speech is equals to text to speech. And then where we are getting our answer, here we are send message to ChatGPT in this method. Where is it? Here. So here where we are getting our answer here, we can just let it speak. So we can just say text to speech dot speak, and then inside here we can just put our answer. That's all we need to do for it to be able to speak. So the other thing to do is, let's come back to the documentation. So for Android application targeting SDK 30 and above, we need to copy this as well. So let's just copy that. And then let's come back to our application. Android app source main, and then inside the manifest, after this other one, let's paste it. So that's all. Let's bring up our emulator, and then let's run it. Okay, our emulator is learning. Let's try to ask it something. So let's just ask it something short, something like describe an orange. something like this, and then we want to see if it will be able to speak. So let's go on ahead and send this.
An orange is a round fruit with a slightly bumpy skin that is typically bright orange in color. The skin is thin but tough and protects the juicy pulp inside. When cut open, the orange pulp is soft, juicy, and packed with small cells filled with sweet and tangy juice. The fruit is typically between 2 to 3 inches in diameter and can vary in flavor from very sweet to quite tart depending on the variety. Oranges are commonly eaten fresh and often used for making juice, cooking, or baking, and are an excellent source of vitamin C, folate, and potassium.
So as you have heard, the ChatGPT has spoken using this nice package of ours, the text-to-speech. So this is a nice package. We can customize it and change the rate of the speed, how the speed, the pitch, the volume, and then we can also change the language, and we can also change the voice. So you can customize it. We can do all those advanced stuff of customizing the pitch, the volume. It's not really that hard. It's not even that advanced. So we can change all that. But since we're not using this package in this application, I just wanted to show you guys an option that we can use it. So the next thing to do now is, because now every time we ask it, it's going to speak. Every time we ask it, it's going to speak. And then here also, even if we go to text, the speech is on. So we actually don't need to run it here. We need to put it inside the text. Let's cut it and then put it inside here. So it should only speak when it's text. In the else, it shouldn't say anything. But still, this is not enough. We need to give a user options to, if you want to hear it speak, we must have a button to turn it on or off. So for that, let's create that method. So first we need to come up here, then let's create another boolean. Let's copy this. We say let's say should speak. We initialize it to false, and then let's also create a getter. This should say should speak. This is going to return should speak. Let's also create a setter. Let's copy this. In this one, let's say set speak, maybe like this, set speech, and then let's say set should speak. Let's correct the spelling here. Like that. So here it should return a boolean, and then let's say speak, like that. Then here let's change this to should speak to be equal to speak. Then we notify the changes. That's all we need to do inside here. And then to create to press this button, we need to go back now into our profile. Let's change things inside our profile and put things the correct way here. So let's go back to our profile. Okay, this is our profile screen. So first let's minimize, or we can just leave it and be seeing what we are doing. So in the up bar we have these two buttons. We want to change this. So first of all, in the body, let's remove this center widget. Let's return a single child scroll view. And then here, this single child scroll view, let's give it a child, which will be, so we want to show our profile picture and the edit button, the same like we were showing in the user information screen here. So for that, let's come to our user information screen. Let's see what we can copy here. We can just copy all of this. Yeah, from the single child scroll view. Let's copy all of these. Come back to our profile. Then where were we? In the body here, let's paste this. So let's see what's changing here. Okay, so for the file image, we don't need to check anything here. Let's remove one of these, like this one. Let's remove it. And then let's also remove this check here. So we just return a stack. And then here we can first of all just import this. And then what's here, let's remove the show dialog. Then for the icon, let's change it to edit. That one. And then down here on the column where we have a text field, we don't need this text field for now. And then we also don't need another text field here. Then down here on the size box, we don't need this button. Okay, what other error is remaining? Where are we having an error? Let's remove an extra comma. So all the errors are gone. Let's hot restart. Okay, now that we've got that, let's go on ahead and change things here. So here where we are returning this tag, we can wrap this into another widget, this column called the consumer widget, so that we can load the data from our provider. So let's wrap this into the consumer widget. This comes from our provider package. So what we want to check is inside the authentication provider, like that. And then this consumer widget, we need to create a builder. So let's create that. And then inside here, let's get the context. Let's say build context, which is context. And then the value, which is what we are getting inside our authentication provider. And then widget, which can be nullable, like that. And then now we are going to return this column. So let's copy this column. Let's cut it, then delete this child, Then inside here, let's return our column. Okay, so now where we are showing this image here, we can show our cached network image, cached network image provider, and then for the image we are going to say value, this one, dot user model dot profile pic. And then let's import our cached network image provider. And then the other thing, the cache manager, we're going to say my image cache manager dot profile image. And then let's not forget to put our key here, which will be our unique key, like that. So now if we hot restart, we need to stop the application and run it again. Or we still have one error. Where is it? Here, we need to close it out. Let's run the application again. The application is running. Let's go back to profile. Okay, we have read our user image.